the same, and I think there's got to be a statue. And the other thing too, I saw, and this isn't my idea, I'm not going to act like it is, and I cannot remember. I want to say, it wasn't Livingston. Somebody in the Plain Dealer had an interesting perspective on the statue and how perhaps the Indians missed an opportunity. Not that there's anything wrong with a Jim Thome statue per se, but because it did invite arguments about, man, why Thome and not Omar, or why Thome and not Bell, or that. And I saw an interesting idea of, but it obviously too far gone to worry about it now, of doing a montage statue instead of an individual Thome statue. And waiting for next year. That's where I read it at, one of their articles that they put out. And I thought it was a good suggestion. Obviously well past the point of being viable, but instead of an individual person, it was more of the idea of a montage of the top, 6 or 7 kind of key guys of that 90s run, because then you just eliminate the kind of messages I got over the weekend where you're, well, I like Thome, but why not this guy? Why not that guy? And then to me, that separates the argument too, because then he's kept in a group with his peers that were all kind of on similar ground, and I'm not talking about put every guy in there. I'm talking about the top guys, but then the other then you could do Dobie in an individual statue, and it would kind of stand separately for what he did individually, not just the team aspect of it. And then you'd have, Bob Feller as well. But hey, that's what's done is done. But I read that and I said, man, and the gist of the article was that it was kind of short-sighted when the Indians were looking to jazz up the fan base a little bit at the end of 2011 when they made that trade for Thome, and then they quickly kind of hastily agreed to do the statue. So that was a good suggestion. But either way, it doesn't matter. What's done is done. It's a nice statue. It's up. People are going to be able to enjoy it from here to eternity. And the Indians rode that right into a hell of a week. In fact, we got to do that after the break. Anyway, before I even take a break, I'm going to go to the phones, and then I'm going to open them back up for the 97535, the number to call. Oh, wow. That was a mistake. Whoever was on the phone, I just hung up on you. I apologize. I did not mean to do that. Call me back. I promise you'll be the first one in. 216-539-7535. 216-539-7535. I feel like a blockhead now. I went to go take the call, and I accidentally hung up on you. I promise that was not intentional. I will give you the reign of the floor when we come back. Call me back during the break. 216-539-7535. We'll be right back. We'll talk Indians baseball as they sweep over the weekend. Well, matter of fact, you know what? I'm going to take the break. We'll take this call when we come back. Caller, sit tight. I'm going to get to you on the other side of the break. We're talking Indians. It started with a blowout. It ended with a walk-off, baby. And in between, the brooms were out as the Indians, just when you think they're out, they pull you back in. We're talking Indians baseball live on the Sports Fix and taking your calls. 216-539-7535. Don't go anywhere. More Sports Fix coming up next.
This is the Sports Fix.
Are you talking to me?
Yes.
Are you talking to me?
Yes.
Are you talking to me?
Yes.
They call me Mr. Pig!
We'll call you whatever you like, as long as we can call you a fan of the Sports Fix.
Guys, want to take just a second as we head into this break and remind you about the official business printing source of the Sports Fix, our friends at Signs and Ship. Signs and Ship, I'm telling you, Chris and Pam, they've taken care of me since day one, and they can do the same for you. Whether you're a small business that's already been established and you're looking to grow to that next level and expand your business, or perhaps you've got an idea that you just know is going to be a great business and you need to figure out how to brand it and how to promote it and put it out there, Signs and Ship is the place for you. If you need a logo, they can create one for you. They have a fantastic graphic designer. Business cards, signs, banners, yard signs, mobile advertising, anything you can think of that you need to promote your business, they've got it at Signs and Ship. The best thing about them, too, is each of their locations, whether it's the home base here in Elyria, Ohio that I work with, or their spots in Virginia, Florida, and Pennsylvania, it's all local sourced. Very important to me because we all understand that small. Check them out. Sign today, 440-323-6060, the home office in Elyria, Ohio. Signs and Ship, quality printing at affordable prices.
Hey everybody, this is Jerry the King Lawler from WWE, and you're listening to the Sports Fix.
Indians fans, GV Art and Design has unleashed their new baseball collection. This summer, you've got to have one of the hottest baseball shirts available. Indians themes, GV Art has them covered from top to bottom. Chief Wahoo, keep the Chief, one of the hottest sellers going today. GV Artwork, knocking it out of the park, teaming up with Michael Brantley to create a custom Dr. Smooth t-shirt, bringing back an old classic. GV Artwork, bringing out the wild thing. Give them the heater design. The Cleveland That I Glove collection continues to grow. New designs for women and so much more. GVArtwork.com, bringing it full force to the plate for baseball season this year. Whether you check them out online, GVArtwork.com, use the sales code FIX10, FIX10 to save 10% on your total purchase. Whether you go to their store in Lakewood, check them out at the Cleveland Indians team shops around Progressive Field and so much more. GV Art and Design. It's not just a shirt, it's a statement.
Sports Fix listeners, like us on Facebook today. Facebook.com/The Sports Fix.
I've been a pro wrestler my whole life, so championship belts have always kind of been a way of life to me. But did you know title belts are quickly becoming the fastest rising and the most popular new way for people to celebrate all kinds of things you never would have thought of before? We use it for our fantasy football league. It's a really cool conversation piece. Office pools, employee of the month, you name it. There's tons of different trophies that you used to buy plaques for. Well, I'm here to tell you about Pro-Am Championship belts, who have the highest quality championship belt with the lowest prices. Replace those old trophies with stock belts on hand that they can customize for as low as $30. Any occasion, celebrations, awards, championships, fantasy leagues, gifts, plus wrestling, mixed martial arts, boxing. If you need championship belts, check them out. Pro-Am Championship Belts, ProAmBelts.com. Look them up on Facebook, Pro-Am Belts. Trust me, nothing says cool like doing the discount double check with a real championship belt. Just ask Aaron Rodgers. Now you too can have one thanks to Pro-Am Championship Belts.
Portions of the Sports Fix brought to you by Quick Lane at Valley Ford Truck, home of the low price tire guarantee. QuickLane.com/Valley Ford Truck.
Indian fever is catching fire with everyone.
Welcome back to the Sports Fix live across the Sports Fix Radio Network. J-Rock back with you guys as we roll on. Phone lines are open, 216-539-7535. 216-539-7535, the number to call. We're talking some Indians baseball, as you can hear, as the drum beating in the background, and it should be. I'm telling you, I know the caskets were closed. People were ready, man. The villagers had pitchforks out at the end of last week, and just when you think you're out, they pull you back in. And let's keep in relative mind that we are talking about a team that is severely underperforming this year in the Texas Rangers. But hey, listen. When you're trying to make the playoffs, when you're trying to chase it down, you don't look a gift horse in the mouth. Everybody gets to play Texas. It just happens to be the Indians' turn, and they did a good job this weekend. Like I said, riding the momentum of the weekend, and really three completely different games. And Charles is right. Not all of us had them dead. You damn right. But I was just speaking in general terms. I mean, most people were ready. Hey, man, don't you know training camp is going on? Man, what are you talking about, Indians baseball? But three different victories, three really completely different games, each one a different story onto itself. Friday night, the big explosion offensively. harkens back to the trip in Texas. Man, if the Indians just had their way, by the way, with the Rangers. David Murphy does not like his former team. There's a reason that they are his former team. 12-2. The Indians started things off. Danny Salazar, a good performance from him the other night. Murphy, 4 for 4. 2 ribbies, gunned a runner at the plate. I'm telling you, I jumped out of my seat on that one. Jerry goes, wow. I'm like, yeah, man, I told you. That is my favorite defensive play in baseball. I mean, everybody's got their own thing. Mine is a throw from the outfield, man. When you gun a guy at the plate, especially those good ones where the catcher literally doesn't move and the ball just hits him either on a gun or a one hop, and literally the catcher doesn't even move, and it's just I love that's my favorite defensive play in baseball. I mean, I'm sure there may be a fluke, unassisted triple play or something that will jump up the list, but for the most part, that's my thing, man. That's why Michael Brantley just gives me more reasons to fall in love every day. But Murphy went to town. Indians went to town 12-2. Just pummeled the Rangers the other night to start this thing off. 16 hits. Clubbed them upside the head, and then, you're thinking, oh, wow, so this is the way this weekend is going to go, right? Good start to things, and you hit Saturday. You're thinking, wow, that was hammy. If people were fired up over that, now the Thome thing's really going to take it to the top. And then this game, totally different, as they locked into a pitcher's duel going through this thing. It was who's going to be the first one to blink. And the Indians, I'll tell you what, we talk about the errors too. They won in spite of themselves all weekend because they were still committing some miscues here and there. I think they had one on Friday, a couple on Saturday there. But the Indians were able to take advantage of the one inning where they came through, man. They got some runners on base. Chisenhall and Swisher took care of business, and that's all they needed. And they went out there and took care of business and got the victory 2-0. So, and remember Friday when I previewed this series, I said, man, you got to take the first 2 because you got Darvish coming on Sunday. You never know how that's going to go, even though he's matched up against Bauer, and that should be a very good one of a good pitching matchup, best of the weekend, I figured. But this way, you're guaranteed to win the series, and you're feeling good no matter what happens. And then what a way to end it. And I thought to myself, okay, we joked about it being like 90s themed weekend, and you're honoring both guys with Hamilton for 25 years, and then Thome, who was one of the mainstays of that 90s group. And they had 90s themed fireworks over the weekend. All of that was kind of the theme. What a way to end it. You get the sweep in 90s Indian fashion as they get yet another walk-off. The Indians seriously, they come back in the bottom of the 9th, and then Michael Brantley with the no doubt about it home run. I mean, literally as soon as he swung, I said, ball game over. I didn't even have to watch neither did he. He knew the second that he hit the ball. But David Murphy did it again. He started the series hot, and then at the end he said, hey, one more for the road, Texas. I just wanted to remind you once again that you are my former team, and I am David Murphy. Hear me roar, my man, I'm telling you. And what a way. Just seriously, what a way. The Indians, before that victory yesterday, 2-51 this year when trailing after 8 innings. I mean, that's bad no matter how you chalk it up. I mean, most teams, I'm sure, have a similar trailing after 8 innings is usually a recipe for losing, so let's not make it sound like the Indians are the only one. But, I mean, clearly that has not been a strong point of theirs. Coming back gradually, yes. Coming back in the 7th or so, yes. But 2-51 there, they get it in dramatic fashion. David Murphy ties it. Michael Brantley walks it off. Trevor Bauer, another great performance for him, and it all adds up to a sweep of the Texas Rangers. And, seriously, and with the walk-off, 7th one this season, and, you forget it. They had the 6th. It's been about 6 weeks or so since the last one. What was the last? Last one was June 19th. So it's been a minute. It's been almost 7 weeks since the last time, and that was actually Swisher's grand slam against the Angels. But the 7th one this season, 5th one in extra innings. That is the second best in Major League Baseball besides the Baltimore Orioles. Unreal. 5 of the 7 have come by way of the home run, and it marked the 75th walk-off home run in Progressive Field history. We'll keep talking about that in a minute. Let's go to the phone lines here. Caller, you're first up on the Sports Fix.
Big Daddy.
Big Bob.
All things in Cleveland land, baby.
How you doing, my man?
Oh, beautiful, beautiful long weekend. Beautiful young Indians ball.
That's right.
Beautiful Indians ball. Bauer kept us right in that game. And then the young Indians took over, and that was it. Beautiful game.
Absolutely. Trevor Bauer.
Love
Great
it.
performance
Trevor
yesterday,
Bauer,
7 1/3.
One of our young aces.